Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. The show brings you game one of a big four-game set. The Atlanta Braves taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Alongside Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi, and a couple of division rivals going head-to-head today, Siggy.
I think when these two teams match up, that regardless, you're looking to bury that other club because of what they've done to you over the course of the season. You figure, hey, it's my time to return the favor.
About to get started here, and getting to start here today, Colby Allard. What do we have on him?
Yeah, and as Whip tells you, he's been pretty effective this year on the mound. I mean, opposing hitters having a hard time getting on base and then being able to really distract him and do damage in terms of getting around the base path. So, we're taking the mound. This is a guy you want out there if you're his teammate, and I expect him to be good in this one.
Started to go after it. Now a look down to first. Did not go.
First pitch, 640.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
One ball, one strike.
And another ball.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
2-2 to count.
Kicks and fires. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Toughest pitch to hit, fastball on the outer black. Man, sometimes you just got to tip your cap.
Here is Ozzie Albies up to him. Right now with more RBIs than anyone in the National League. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup. Allard goes 6'1". He features a 4-seam fastball, a cutter, a changeup, and he occasionally uses a curve. 1 out, base is empty. Check swing went around, and that is strike 2. And there's a ball.
2 strikes.
Line drive to short and caught. Here's the Atlanta Braves lineup. And something they've talked about needing to improve on moving forward is their ability to apply consistent pressure, Chris. Right now, it's not a club that gets on base enough.
And sometimes, Boog, you just need a hitter to go up there and grind out an at-bat, maybe have 11, 12 pitches, and all of a sudden players get fired up in the dugout, and they want to do the same thing. And before you know it, you start to get base runners on, and you get a big hit, and all of a sudden you ride that wave for a few days and go on a winning streak. That's something they definitely could use.
In the air, left field. Pache ranging after it. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And that is that. Half inning complete. We've got no score. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. Getting the nod on the mound. Charlie Morton. Tell us about him in that sub-3 ERA, Siggy.
Well, anytime you can keep your ERA under 3, you're doing a lot of things right, and you're putting your team in a position to win a lot of ball games as well. And he's doing tremendous out there on the mound. Every time he gets the ball, you expect him to go out there and dominate, and that's what he's been to this point. We'll see how he is today.
With Merrifield up to the plate. The pitch. Right side. And Acuna able to make the grab. 1 up, 1 down. And time now for the Phillies lineup. And a big part of it, a guy with a great track record, Kyle Schwarber.
And he's leading them in runs batted in this season, which tells me this guy is able to slow things down when it seems like there's a little bit of pressure. And he's looking at it as an opportunity to do damage. You know, a lot of guys, they see runners on base and they get big. They feel like all this pressure, I've got to get these runs in. But somehow he seems to settle into these situations. So watch out when he comes to the plate.
Johan Rojas stands in here. Tried to hold back his swing there, but went around. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now.
0-2.
One down, base is empty. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. 2 away now.
Well, that at bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there. At least to foul something off, extend that at bat.
Here's Bryce Harper.
Outside, that's the ball.
Wouldn't chase that time. Two out, space is empty. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Ozuna ranging after it and puts the squeeze on that one. And the inning is over. Scoreless after 1. Back here in Philadelphia, top of the second, here is Matt Olson. The line to kick the pitch. Ball 1, no strikes. Curveball drops in for a strike. Eric Summersgill, our plate umpire.
One thing to watch out for, Boog, is what side of the plate Summersgill might be favoring. He usually sets up at an angle. Pitchers sometimes will try to figure that out early so they can attack that spot and get as many strike calls as possible.
Swing and a miss. And it's 2-2. What about some no-nos? Like, you can't call the umpire blue the way you do in Little League or high school, right?
Yeah, even in the minor leagues, you'll learn quickly. You call the umpire blue. You better learn his name. And that's just part of being a professional player and even a major league player. Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Here's Jared Kelnick. Well struck left field. That ball's carrying. Pulls it in and the warning track.
That is good. The center fielder, Marcell Ozuna.
Here's Marcell Ozuna. Swung on, belted. Rojas going back. Pulls it in on the warning track. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back at Citizens Bank Park. Bottom of the second. Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here.
Kyle Schwarber.
Now the right-hander ready to go. Still no score.
Ball,
just missed. Morton, a former All-Star. He throws a slurve, a four-seamer, a changeup, a cutter, and he works in a sinker. Now 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And delivers outside. The pitch. Swings through that one out in front that time.
Yep.
Got him swinging.
Well, he's got great strikeout stuff on the mound, doesn't he? I mean, double-digit strikeouts in his last start, and he's just racking them up again in this one. This guy can really dominate a game out there. Not a fun assignment for any lineup.
And now it's Alec Bohm. Comes into this one with the 7th best batting average in the NL. Fastball for a strike. 0-1.
0-1.
And he chases a high fastball there.
They can live up in the zone all game if hitters will chase it. That's just too much velocity. Hitters got to look down in the zone.
Up the middle, Arcia fires over to first. Already 2 out here in the home half of inning number 2. And up to the plate is JT Realmuto.
Realmuto made his debut with the Florida Marlins all the way back in 2014. Had a pair of singles and 3 RBIs in the game.
There's a strike, 95 of that one.
Well, as a hitter, you're hoping that the command on that sinker doesn't come until later in the ball game. But if that's how it's going to be all day, it's going to be a tough one for the offense.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Right-hander kicks, deals. That one hammered left field. That's back there. And it's gone. His 19th home run of the year, and they grab the lead. It's 1-0.
The one thing the pitcher didn't want to happen just happened. That's not an easy one to stomach. Breaking ball on the inside part of the plate requires a hitter to stay really square with his mechanics. If you fly open with the front shoulder, there's no way you keep that ball fair. An outstanding job mechanically. He deserves that home run.
So 2 away with nobody on. And the batter will be the shortstop, Edmundo Sosa. That's in there.
0-1.
And that's strike 1. Two down, base is empty, but 1 run across, bottom half of inning number 2. And a swing and a miss there.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on his approach.
Goes down looking. The Phillies get 1 by way of the long ball. It's now 1-0. You're watching Atlanta Braves baseball on the Show South. And welcome back to the ballpark. And here's the catcher, Sean Murphy. This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller, good at framing, but it's that big arm that really stands out.
You come into the game knowing that unless the ball's in the dirt or gets by him, we're probably not going to steal anything today. So that's where you want to get a little more aggressive on your secondary lead and hope that some base hits, some slugs, some home runs can come into play.
Rojas right there to make the grab. And there's 1 down. Here's Orlando Arcia.
Well, I'll say this as a former position player and base stealer. When you come into a game and you've got a guy like this behind the dish with a big arm, you really have to change your approach. Can't try to steal because you'll get thrown out. Maybe get a little bigger lead, be aggressive on the secondary. But this type of guy shuts the running game down.
The 0-1. And a foul ball. The Braves trailing by a run. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. The shortstop takes the ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Check swing. Now we'll look down to first. No swing, says Freddie Ferguson. And now the lefty. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right now.
Luke Williams next up for the Braves. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Pache ranging after it. Makes the grab, and that's the inning. Back here in Philadelphia, stepping in, Garrett Stubbs. Morton back to work. And he grounds one back up the middle. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
Batting ninth, the left fielder.
Here's Christian Pache.
It's been a tough stretch for him at the plate. Only 2 hits over the last 5 games.
Right through there for a strike. And strike 2.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
Just misses the mark outside the zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a pop-up. Olsen settles under it. Makes the catch, and there's 1 gone.
Now batting, the second baseman, Whit.
So the lineup flips over. Whit Merrifield, the next to hit. Fly to right his first time. Left field. Kelman drifts towards it. Kelman makes the catch.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open
Now
instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Next to hit, Johan Rojas. Swings and misses. Strike 1. Stubbs, the runner at first with 2 gone. And that's in for a strike. Out there to center. Ozuna should have it. Corrals it. That is the inning. 1 left for Philadelphia, but they're on top 1-0. And we're back. John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Ronald Acuna Jr. The line of the pitch. Up the middle. Throws to first in time. And 1 gone in the 4th as they get the lead off man. Ozzie Albies up to the plate. 0 for 1 so far. Albies, 27 years old, and he's a former home run derby champ. That one not close. Ball 1. The Braves yet to pick up a hit here. He swings and hits a fly ball center field. Rojas settles under it and makes the catch. And there's 2 down.
Now that designated hitter, Michael.
Next is the designated hitter, Michael Harris. Fly to left his first time. And that's downstairs and outside.
Ball 1, no strike.
That one missed. Two outs. That one misses, and that's ball 3. Matt Olson waiting on deck if they extend the inning.
Plenty of pop in his bat, so he could give them the lead with 1 swing if he gets the chance.
The pitch. Bounce to third. Boom. Zips it to first. And that is the inning. Down in order go the Braves. And it remains 1-0. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. Bottom 4. And now the first baseman, Bryce Harper.
Love coming to Citizens Bank Park. Best ice cream in all of the league at the press level. It's only been around since 2004, but plenty of awesome history here already. It's the only stadium with multiple postseason no-hitters. Remember Roy Halladay did it back in 2010, and the Houston Astros threw a combined no-no in Game 4 of the 2022 World Series.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. And a pitch. Got it by him for the K. Kyle Schwarber stands in for the Phillies. His first at bat was a strikeout. That's a little bit low.
Counts 1-0.
And it's even up.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
And that one a little below the knees. 2-1. Just missed.
He hasn't fallen behind in the count like this all day. He's in danger of walking his first batter right here.
Base is empty, 1 away. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Way out front for strike 2.
Then he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Now the third baseman, Alec Bohm, grounded out his first time. Right through there for a strike. 2 down, nobody on, as we play game 1 of this 4-game series. And there's a foul ball. Up the middle, Arcia. Now the throw to first on the run. And the Phillies are set down in order. Phillies go down quietly in the inning, but they hold a 1-0 lead. We go to the top of the 5th. Here's Matt Olson.
The first baseman, Matt Olson.
The wind of the pitch. Swing and a miss, as that one was high.
You know, these Braves, they're not going to be happy with the at-bats they've been having so far. We're in the back half of the game, and they're still searching for a base runner. He's been great out there on the mound, no doubt, but it's also been a disappointing performance at the plate to this point.
Swings and misses and one down below the zone.
And as we get deeper, it's not going to get any easier. These at-bats are going to feel more and more desperate with every out the rest of the inning.
Got him looking, and he did not like the call.
Well, there's a 3-pitch strikeout. He can do whatever he wants with the baseball right now.
And here is Jared Kelnick. He's 0 for 1. Pulls that one foul. Next pitch is outside. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top of the 5th. Next offered in there for a strike. And it's 1-2. And there's a ball. Out to short, Sosa. And he's safe at first.
Oh, that's a really tough play no matter who you are, but I think he has a chance to get him at first if he's just able to get that throw off a little quicker. It looked like he took one extra step to set himself and get a grip on the ball.
So digging in, Marcell Ozuna. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. First pitch, not close. Kelnick over at first with one away. Strike one.
1-1.
Here comes a pitch. And a count 1-2.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Here's a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Here's Sean Murphy. In there at the knees. That's strike one. Swing and a miss. The Braves down by a run as we play game 1 of this 4-game series. Third out, and that ends the frame. Another frame in the books as the perfect game falls by the wayside. It's the Phillies 1 and the Braves nothing. Back at Citizens Bank Park, and now it is JT Realmuto. Morton back to work. Fought off foul. Here comes the 0-1. That one catches the corner for a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes and 1 out now.
The batter.
And here is Sosa to the plate. Went down on strikes his first time through. This one in the air right field. Acuna calls it in, 2 away.
The right fielder, number 21.
So up next, Garrett Stubbs. Reached on an infield single his first time. And that drops in for a strike.
Boog, over 80% of his first pitches are strikes. You're doing that, you could have a really good day out there on the mound.
And strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
2 down, nobody on. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Down quickly go the Phillies, but they lead it 1-0. Top 6. Now here is Orlando Arcia. The pitch. That misses, and that's ball 1. And a ground ball to first. And he handles it himself for the out. Here's the third baseman, Luke Williams. It's interesting, he plays kind of a power spot defensively, but runs pretty well. So When you're looking at that position, you're not expecting someone that has maybe above average speed, but he does. Base hit. So that will bring up the top of the order with one away.
Only 2 hits allowed so far tonight, Boog, so I don't think that one will disrupt his momentum all that much. You know, he's really been on top of his game, commanding his pitches all night long.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Braves lineup. Now the leadoff spot for the Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr. Just missed. And here it comes.
That's ball 2.
Chris, with that distraction and a speedy guy at first, he's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, this is a great spot for a hitter to be in.
Ozzie Albies on deck for Atlanta.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Here's a 3-0. And he walked
Ball
him.
4, pitches down.
4 pitches. That's an easy walk, man. He could have walked me right there, Boo. The last one wasn't even close.
Ozzie Albies next up for the Braves. Albies having a huge season. Comes into the day leading the league in 2 of the 3 Triple Crown categories. In the air, right field. And that's a fair ball. 1 runs in. Coming home. The relay throw. And he's safe at the plate as they take the lead. It's 2-1.
Just a clutch at bat right there. Big time swing when this team really needed it. Challenged him with the fastball right in the heart of the zone, and he was clearly ready to jump all over it.
One down. Michael Harris getting ready to hit. And that's outside. And a pitch. On the ground. Sosa. And he's out.
The batter, the first baseman,
Matt Olson up to the plate. And a curve misses outside, ball 1. Stirring in the Phillies bullpen, Taijuan Walker getting loose out there. Turnbull getting loose as well. That one finds the zone. And 1-1. Swing and a miss as he was late that time. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Swing and a miss, and that is that. But they'll pick up a couple runs here, both coming on this 2-run double. And this is now a 2-1 ball game. Back after this on the show. Back here in Philadelphia, bottom of the 6th inning. And now for the Phillies, Christian Pache. And the right-hander back to work. Just missed. Inside corner, and that's called a strike. The 1-1. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Got him looking for the K.
Well, I think that was just a case of a hitter quitting on a pitch. He was looking fastball and didn't see it out of the hand and just left the bat on his shoulder. That was a changeup right over the plate. Probably not the location he was looking for, but the change of speeds is what fooled him, and he got the out.
So digging in, Whit Merrifield. Base hit. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
He needed that one. It's been a tough stretch for him lately. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
One gone runner at first. Johan Rojas stands in for the Phillies. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there's certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base.
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. Pulls it in on the warning track.
Now batting, first baseman, Harper.
And now here is Harper.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
Ball one, no strike.
In the dirt. And the runner holds. With the tying run on at first here in the bottom of the sixth. 2 balls, no strikes to count.
When you get ahead in the count, there's no doubt that the success rate goes up, and that's what he's been doing. It's made a big impact for him in recent games.
Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. That one back. Hits the fence. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score in time. It's 2-2.
Well done, drives in the run. Just missed out on a home run right there, but he certainly hit it hard enough. Just didn't have the right launch angle to carry it over the wall, but still an excellent swing of the bat. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
Now it's the cleanup hitter for the Phillies, Kyle Schwarber. Pitch misses inside, and that's ball one.
The strategy of winning a ball game, when you can make that pitcher work a little more, expose himself by throwing pitches, that could be the key to winning perhaps later on. So good job of extending this inning, getting a knock with 2 outs to bring the number 4
1 ball, 1 strike.
Harper stands at second with 2 gone. Dives, and he can't hang on. The throw is still in time, and they get it out on the play. But a run will score in the inning on this RBI double. 2-2 game. It's Major League Baseball on the show. We go to the top of the 7th. Now in for the Braves, Jared Kelman. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. On the ground, out to short. Tosses across to first. And the leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th.
Up next for Atlanta, the center fielder, Marcell Ozuna.
So now to the plate for Atlanta, Marcell Ozuna. And that one lifted in the air, center field. Rojas under it. Drops into the glove. 2 down.
Now batting, the catcher,
Sean Murphy next up for the Braves.
He's a big, strong guy, can untie this game with one swing.
And he swings and misses at the initial offering.
Tough spot right here. Quick inning, 2 quick outs. You got to be patient, but you also have to be somewhat aggressive to not miss your pitch early in the count.
Out to short, Sosa. Gathers and throws to first. And that will end the inning. Braves are set down 1-2-3. Score remains 2-2. Bottom of the 7th, leading off Alec Bohm.
The third baseman, Alec.
The right-hander back to work. And that's outside. Ball 1.
You know, these Phils just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Arcia whips it to first, and one away in the bottom of the 7th.
The catcher,
JT Realmuto steps in. He's already homered here in this one. Puts it in the air out towards left center, and that will fall. So the go-ahead run is on base with a knock.
Anything but pretty right there, but he'll take it every time. He clearly didn't catch that one on the big part of the bat, just kind of muscled it out there. And you know, on the mound, it can be pretty frustrating for a pitcher, but you just kind of have to expect those to drop in there sometimes. And now, let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Edmundo Sosa will hit next. Sosa hitting better against right-handers this year, so some reverse splits there. And that's in for a strike. Next pitch is downstairs.
If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Kicks and deals. Outside. And that's ball 2. And another ball.
So here we go. Base runner at first, could be running on the pitch. He's got good enough speed to steal the bag to get in scoring position, even if it's a swing and miss at the plate.
Up the middle, and he knocks it down. To first, and he beats it. Everyone's safe.
Back-to-back base hits. Now a good opportunity to potentially jump ahead in this game here in the later innings.
Garrett Stubbs. That's off the mark, and that is ball 1. 1 out. The go-ahead run is at second. That clips the corner. And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 on, 1 out. Almost got him.
2 strikes.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. The pitch. That misses. Full count now.
The plate umpires try to tighten things up a little bit.
Christian Pache to bat next. In the air, left field, down the line, and that will drop foul. And the righty deals. And that'll load the bases. It wasn't easy, but he earned that walk after a long at bat.
Well, the stage has been set for this offense, Bird. It's all about creating opportunities, and this is one of them right here.
So bases loaded with 1 away. So digging in now for Philadelphia, Christian Pache. And there's no doubt that they'll feed off the energy from this crowd, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd say the intensity level has gone up a few notches for sure.
There's a strike.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
And the pitch. Hit on the ground, might be two. Fires across the diamond. They get the out, but the go-ahead run scores on the play. So the Philly batting order turns over. Now it's the second baseman, Whit Merrifield. 1 for 3.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. That's all for Charlie Morton, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this. Pierce Johnson will come in.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Pitch misses. Ball 1. There's a swing and a miss.
It might be time to choke up a little bit, get that front foot down early, maybe even just spread out. He's really late right now.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike.
Now a screamer into the outfield. Brings it in, and that ends the inning. 2 men left stranded, but they do push across 1. 8th inning coming up. It's the Phillies 3 and the Braves 2. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Jeff Hoffman. He has a great slider with tons of movement.
Number 23, Jeff Hoffman.
Well, 1-run game. Orlando Arcia now at the plate. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. The pitch. And that one fouled off. Ground ball right side, and that chance handled. Whips it to first on the run. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th.
Well, such a confidence boost for a reliever to come into the ball game and get the first hitter he faces. Just makes everything slow down a little bit, and then from there can really settle in.
Pitch hitter coming on. Austin Riley. Big spot for him here. First pitch misses.
They hope he's the guy to spark a comeback. He tends to play better when his team is behind, so why not him?
Looking to get the tying run on base.
Ball, that's it.
Wouldn't chase that time. Swings through that one.
From a pitcher's perspective, that's a beautiful splitter right there. As a hitter, you don't like it, but he's commanded his fastball, and out of that same tunnel, that splitter comes, and the bottom just falls out of it.
Swings through that one for strike 2. Runs it up to 96 to record the punch out. And now it's Ronald Acuna Jr. And a little something extra at stake in this at-bat as he's hitless so far with his hitting streak in jeopardy. Swing and a miss.
Wow, no fair right there. I mean, that slider didn't move to the very last moment. Incredibly difficult to pick that up. Just going to have to tip your cap on that pick.
Holding on to a one-run lead, and we're at the top of the 8th. Chases that one out of the zone, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. And the Braves go down quietly. They're down 3-2. Staying in the game on defense, Austin Riley. He'll play third after coming into the game as a pinch hitter. Johan Rojas digs in now. Singy, you gotta appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. That's in there. It's 0-1.
He's so solid, calms the heart rate of the pitcher and the manager when the ball goes up in the air. You just automatically assume that it's an out every time it's hit in the air.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Righty delivers. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Oh, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths. It's not just the pitcher. It's other guys that have to think about it. Your infielders have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base. Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it. There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial gold glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Now batting, the designated
2 outs, base is empty. Kyle Schwarber stands in for the Phillies. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Yeah, some guys just have instincts, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. We talk about Larry Walker, the Hall of Famer, and his instinct on the bases, despite the fact that he didn't play a ton of baseball as a kid. And that skips into there. Remember Mark Kotsay, who was a real good defensive outfielder. Good instincts, not great speed. That's down and in.
Yeah, and I figured you would get Kotsay into this because you had a free dinner at his house the other night.
That is true. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now. Absolutely frozen with a backdoor slider for strike 3. Phillies down in order, but they're up 3-2. Back now, and on the mound, the closer, Jose Alvarado. He pitched yesterday, and we'll see him once again. Now in for the Braves, Ozzie Albies. As the lefty gets to work, that one's in there, and that is strike 1. Kicks and fires. That one ripped, but foul. Oh, 2 now. And that one is lifted in the air. As this one sized up. Makes the grab. And there's one down. That's a big first out right there. And that changes things.
Yeah, you can kind of see how just the hope and optimism has shrunk a little bit, but they got a couple more outs to work with. They got to find a way to get a runner on and get one around the bases.
Harris, the next to hit, takes ball 1. And a good eye there. One down, base is empty. Hit in the air, left field. Pache gets under it. Calls it in, and there's 2 away.
Up next for Atlanta, the first baseman.
So they're down to their final out. Matt Olson next up for the Braves. Fastball in for a strike, going 1.
Well, so many hard-throwing relievers in the game these days. You would think that hitters have made the adjustment, but I don't know if you ever get used to it. Just pumping gas out of the bullpen. So hard to play catch-up.
This could end it.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Next pitch is outside. At the belt and fires. Up and in, and it's 3-2.
That turns out to be a really good take.